Hi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time seeing me, you're very welcome. My name is Fumi, and on this channel I do sewing tutorials, DIYs, thrift flips and all of that. So if you're really interested in any of those words or learning how to sew, then you definitely want to subscribe so that you don't miss any future videos. And so today I found this top on Pinterest and I just thought I would just make a quick challenge out of it and try to recreate this top in 6 hours. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that because I'm also filming as well, and filming tends to make like the process a bit longer. And so yeah, also I'm going to be using these leftover pieces of fabric that I have from my previous tutorials where I used these bed sheets to already make a dress and a romper. So this is what's left of bed sheets, and I'm going to use this to create this cute Pinterest top. It does look like it's not going to take too much time. You can pause the video right here and take a quick guess in the comment section how long you think this top is going to take. I'm guessing about 6 hours. So it's currently 3:20 p.m. and so I'm going to get started right after I'm done talking right now. And so if it does take 6 hours, then we should be finishing around 9:20 p.m. So let's see how long this is going to take. So let's get into it. Alright, so starting off, I have a flat sketch of all of the pieces that we need. So I have these 2 triangles and I put ×2 here because we're going to have 2 of each of these triangles, simply because I'm using the one piece as the front and then the other one as like the lining. So 2 here and 2 here, so that makes 4 triangles. Then these noodle like things up here are the strings that you can see that hold, like that you tie at the neck or however you want to tie it. And then we have this really long rectangular piece here, which is like the bottom half of the top. And then you can see that I have this tiny piece here as well. I added that last minute and it shows, but basically this is going to be the band that sort of helps me to encase the elastic that is going to go all around this area right here, right? So this large rectangular piece goes 360, so it goes all around the lower half of the top. And then this long piece here is actually supposed to be also as long as the rectangular piece because it is going to be folded over, and that would act as the casing for our elastic band. If this is a bit confusing, just follow along and I would demonstrate as we go. So yeah, these are all of the pieces that we need. So we're going to start off cutting the strings. And okay, wait, I think we should start off cutting the big pieces first of all. So this is the biggest one, so I think we're going to start off cutting this one. Okay, so this area right here is my biggest concern right now because, as I mentioned earlier, I'm working with leftover fabric, and yeah, this is just one of the things you have to deal with. But anyway, I do have my fabric folded, well, my pieces folded over, as you can see here, and this is the length that I have, which is actually really good, but I'm just worried about this one part right here. So I'm thinking I would probably just cut here and then cut here and then sew them together, just so that like I don't have to deal with this, because the length that I want this piece to be, I'm going for about 9 inches, 8.5 to 9 inches, and I do have that here. And oh, okay, another plus is that I have like this side is already hemmed, so I don't have to add in any much allowance to account for any more hemming because I'm just going to use this. Now if we go for 9 inches, here it is, so we have more than 9, which is completely fine. But at this point right here, we just have about 6 inches, which is too short for me. So I think I'm definitely just going to cut here and then cut here and then sew them together. Also, in case you have a lot more fabric, I'm just going to for the width of this area right here, you want to measure round your under bust. So just below your bust, you are going to take a 360 measurement, and then whatever measurement that you have there, you're going to multiply that by 3 or 2. Multiply by 2 if you don't want too much volume, but multiply by 3 if you're going for a bit more volume at this part of your top. So I multiplied mine by 3, and I have a little more than I need here, so cutting out this place won't be too bad. I think it will be completely fine, and that's what I'm going to cut out right now, and I will show you the next step. Okay, so I did manage to pull out this large piece from our scraps, and it's about just almost 30 inches in length, to be honest. So this is really great. So I think I'm going to cut out the straps that go around the neck from here. So from this point right here, I'm going to cut out those straps. So we need 2 of those, and they're going to be just as long as the fabric would allow. But if you do have a good amount of fabric, I would say if you like yours to be long, 30 inches would be really good. If you're just going for like an average length, maybe like 20 to 22, maybe 25 should be completely fine. And then the thickness would be about 2.5 inches thick. So I'm going to cut my 2 straps. Okay, here are the 2 straps, and one is 29.5 inches and the other one is 28 inches. It's completely fine. I don't mind them being slightly like uneven. And this is the first piece that we cut. So you can see here the area where I removed that part that was a bit shorter. So I'm going to, before I do anything, I think I'm going to just first of all close up this space here, and also close up the open end that we have here. I think I'm going to trim off this part, just this part here, and then close it off this way, so we have like a big circle for this piece. So next up, I think we can do 4 triangles. So let's get to that. Okay, so I have this tiny piece of fabric folded over this way, and remember that measurement that we took, the round under bust? So that's basically the one that is just right here. So you take this measurement directly under your bust, 360, right? So that's the measurement that we multiply by 2 or by 3, depending on how much volume you want, to get the width of this one. So you're going to take that measurement and divide it by 4. Now that measurement divided by 4 would make this like the width of each triangle. So if, for example, your round under bust is 28 inches, you divide that by 4 and you're going to have, I think, 7. Yeah, you're going to have 7. So that means 7 inches is going to be the width of the base of your triangle. And yeah, so I'm using 7 inches as well. Mine is less than 7, it's about 6 point something, but I'm just rounding it off to 7. It doesn't have to be like exact like that. So I think I'm going to use 7. So now we have this piece folded over, and we're about to cut the triangle. So this is going to be the base of the triangle. Remember, this triangle is folded over, so if the base is supposed to be 7, when you have it folded over, it should be about 3.5, because that's 7 divided by 2. So you're going to have your 3.5 here, but I'm also going to add an extra inch, because by the time this piece of triangle is sewn like to the lining piece, it's going to take out some of it, and so that's going to reduce it. So you want to make sure that you do have some sewing allowance. So I think I'm going to make it like 4.5. Okay, this is almost 5. I think I'm just going to use what I have here, which is about 4 3/4 for the base of my triangle. So I'm going to go from here, and then I'm going to measure on myself how high I want the triangle to go. So when I measure that, I'm going to mark that up here, and then I'm going to connect that point to this point right here, and then we have our triangle. So I'm going to do that and cut all my triangles and show you what they look like. I got sidetracked with TikTok and now it's 4 p.m. But anyway, here are the two pieces I just I just cut. So our 4 triangles. And also I just wanted to show you something as well. You can see that the triangles are kind of like the lines here are not straight. I don't know. I hope this turns out okay, because I'm not a professional in this field, but I just thought it might look better and it might give me more coverage this way. And finally, before we're done with the triangles, I'm going to fold each of them over like this, and then I'm going to mark about ½ an inch or a little over ½ an inch here, and then I'm just going to cut that to create a curve at the bottom, because that would make it sit a lot better on my body. So I'm going to do that for our 4 triangles. And then the very last piece we need to cut is this strip here that is going to encase the elastic. I hope we have enough fabric for this, but we should. And here are all of our pieces. That's our sketch, just as a reminder. And this is it in real life. So now we can actually start sewing. So the first thing that we're going to do is to take these straps and basically get them finished. So usually I fold in the 2 ends like this and then fold it over like that. So we're going to have this. So I'm going to press it this way just so it's easier to sew, and I'm going to do that for both of these strips. And after getting them all done, pressed and sewn, then we can finally come to start working on the triangles. So let's get that done first. Okay, so we have our strips here all sewn up. So now what we're simply going to do is to place it inside of the triangle just like this. So just sandwich it between the 2 pieces. This is the right side of the fabric, by the way. So you just sandwich it in between like that. Make sure it's at the top of the triangle, like right here, and then you can use a pin to hold it in place just so it doesn't move around. And what you want to do is to sew all around, all the way up here, and then come back down. This space is going to be left open, so we're going to do that for both triangles, and then we're going to turn it right side out so that the strap can be on top, and then we'll press that. Here's what our pieces look like so far. So we have the 2 triangles all set up with the straps and everything. So next up, we're going to actually attach it to this piece right here, our biggest piece. So yeah, this is what it's going to look like. We're just going to place it, and then we're just going to sew it down. So you want to lay it down this way and then just attach them so that we have something like this. I don't know, I think my main concern is I'm worried that maybe I made this part a bit too wide. I mean, I know that I want quite a bit of volume with this, but now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, like, did I do too much? Is it too wide? I guess we'll see. So I'm just going to attach the triangles right now, and then after that I'm also going to take this piece that I said is going to act as like the casing for the elastic. And what I'm going to do is, because my fabric wasn't big enough, so I had to cut like 3 individual like straps to make sure it will be long enough to cover like 2, because you know I mentioned it has to be the same length with this really wide piece. So I had to cut like, I think 2 or 3. There are 3 different straps here, so I'm going to sew all 3 of them together and then like make a big circle, kind of like we have with this piece here. So I'm going to make a big circle and make sure that it's the same length with this really big piece. So yeah, let me just get straight to that right away. Oh, and by the way, it's almost 5 p.m. I've been so distracted watching TikTok videos, so yeah. Okay, so this is what we have. and I decided last minute, just in the moment, to create these tiny pleats just in the middle of my triangles. But I don't know, I think I might remove them. I think I'm just going to like loosen it and then straighten it back out, because I don't think I really like like how it looks right now. But anyway, yeah, this is what we have. And I, like I said, I went ahead and sewed my straps to get the channel for the elastic together. So this is what I have, and it's exactly the same width as this piece right here. Now what I'm simply going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to place it here just like this, and I'm going to sew it. So the same, like, it's just going to follow the same 1/2 inch that we did for joining the triangles to the rest of the body of the top. So I'm just going to place it this way and follow that 1/2 inch, and then just go all the way around. So I'm going to sew it all the way around this raw edge right here, and then after doing that, I'm going to fold it in. So it's going to look something like this, and I'm going to fold it in. This other raw edge would be tucked in by like 1/2 inch, and then we're going to fold that over and sew it down so it creates a tunnel. I'm going to get straight to, first of all, attaching it so I can show you more clearly what I'm talking about. Okay, so we're about 2 hours in, and this is what our top looks like right now. So as you can see, I've attached that strip of fabric that is supposed to be the channel for our elastic. And for the elastic, I simply measured my underbust, and then I took out, I think, about 6 inches, and that was the length that I used for my elastic. So now that we have this channel sewn and attached to our top, I'm simply going to take it to my ironing board, and I'm going to press it, and I'm going to like fold it over like this, and then fold over 1/2 inch in. So it's going to be, you're going to tuck in 1/2 inch at the raw edge, and then you're going to fold it over like this, right? So it creates this neat finish both on the inside and then on the outside as well. So I'm going to do that on my ironing board, and then I'm going to sew on a straight line all the way around just to secure it. But of course, I'm going to leave a small space somewhere, probably about 1/2 inch to 1 inch wide, just so that I would be able to pass my elastic through. So yeah, at this point we're basically wrapping up right now, because once the elastic is inserted, then the top is done. So yeah. Okay, so this is my elastic channel, as you can see right here, and this is the space that I left so that I can pass my elastic through it. So that's what I'm going to do now, and then the top is done. So I actually did finish around 6:09, but then I tried it on and I went to show my Instagram story. So now it's like almost 6:20 anyway, and here's our top, all finished, all done. I had to try it on just to make sure that like it was all good and there was nothing wrong. And yeah, it's completely perfect. It's my size, and I really love it. So this is what it looks like. Yeah, so let me know if you have any questions in the comment section, and I will reply as soon as possible. Thank you.